Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today I'm going to get started on the siding project and I'm going to spray a tank of 2,4-D, but first I got to get this stuff over to the machine shed. Just got some various stuff here. This is what I had my fertilizer and stuff like that in, but I thought you might want to see this. This is a kit for cleaning the on-demand water heater, and it has a little sump pump, the 2 hoses that you need, and instructions, because you kind of forget what you did after a year. We clean it every year. So we keep this ready to go over on a shelf in the machine shed. And this is for grabbing some 2,4-D. So let me get this stuff put away and then we'll get started on this siding. I got that stuff put away. This thing sprung a leak right at the opening down there. And we got to get this thing cleaned up so I can try to repair that. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to use on this. It looks like it's cracked around here, which is going to be pretty difficult. We saw a guy on YouTube heating up stuff and just melting the plastic, but I don't know if that's the way we're going to do it or not. I'll take this plug out, we'll clean it up real good, and then I'll see what we have there. It looks like a pretty difficult leak. All right, I have my 2,4-D. It takes pretty much of it for a 4-gallon tank. I have some lawn food, which is just high nitrogen water soluble fertilizer, surfactant, dye. I got everything I need for the spray. I just brought the hose back late last night. We had to run the well for like 6 hours yesterday to clean the chlorine out of it, which I guess is going to help clean out the system as well. But we now have water. It felt really good taking a hot shower last night. It was 4 days without. What I'm going to do today with this siding, I think I'm going to cut it right about here. I want to expose this corner and then kind of figure out where the siding is going to end in the corner trim and then where it's going to end here. And then I need to get a count of the perfectly cut pieces for this side and the other side. And then all the upper pieces are going to be cut to fit. I have to put a door where that window is. I have to take this AC out. And then we have stuff in the way. We have this vent here, vent there. And gotta watch out, this dog keeps putting sticks right behind me. And then we have a window over there. The only pieces that go all the way across are above the window and door up there. So from that line, I have to work my way down to the bottom here. Generally, you measure from the top down and then get a straight line. It's not just a level line. If you do that, you're going to run up and then it may be crooked up at the top. So you measure down from the eave the amount of siding you're going to put on and snap your line like that. I'll figure it out. For now, I got to get this, and I got a pile of trim in the back of the truck. I got to get that over here on horses somewhere, and then I'll peel off some of this house wrap. All right, here is our trim. We have inside corner moldings. We have a cap for the parapet going all the way around. I got more molding in the house. I have some copper stuff for where the parapet hits the house. I got to figure out how that all goes together at some point. And at some point it's going to have to be soon. We also have J-channel for around the various stuff at the top. And a drip edge for the door, for the brick molding on the door when we get that. White J-channel for around the door. The window has its own plastic drip molding, and we're just going to use that instead of putting J-channel around it. This right here, I'm not 100% sure what's behind this. I did not put this house wrap on. We hired a neighbor to do it. He was kind of down on his luck, so we hired him to do it years ago when this was put on. I am really surprised this stuff is still here. So I think there's a cleat here. He's got it nailed. I think it's wrapped around a piece of wood with a cleat, which is really nice. That's how it should be done. So I'll have to pull that off. These are just going to break. They're pretty much history from the sun. And then, like I said, I'll get back to about here, and I'm really not going to tape it. I'm just going to cut it and leave it because this is coming off as well. This system does not use house wrap. This house wrap is just on here to protect the styrofoam that's underneath it. It just needed to protect the styrofoam until we can get siding over it. Styrofoam degrades really fast in sunlight, and we don't want it degraded. So this is all coming off as well. I'm going to get some tools and start pulling these off. Not much to them, but I have to get a tool to get behind there. I have a claw that'll get that off, and then the rest I can just pull right off, I think. So I'm going to get it off as high as I can go. I'm going to work on this until about noon, and then I'm going to start spraying, and then I'll come back to this again and get as far as I can before nightfall. Alright, here's the tools I grabbed for removing these nails. I would have preferred a smaller version of this. I have a little cat's paw that I usually use for stuff like this, but I couldn't find it. We're kind of in transition right here, and I don't have everything sorted out yet, so this will have to do. And it'll probably work real good. And these are used, you get behind and then go like that. Don't know if I'll use it or not. And then this is kind of the same idea. And I had that in my hand when I was in the drawer looking for this, and I brought it over here by mistake. Idiot. All right, let's get this off. I don't think that's going to work. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, just a thin little strip right there. Alright, where was that nail? There it is. I'll probably just pound these flush, and that should do it. I don't have my razor knife because Natalie wanted to go for a hike with her friend yesterday, and first they wanted to go on 2 different trails that are just out in the middle of nowhere, and I told her that wasn't going to happen. That's where most assaults take place. And then I told her to just go across the river and hike on the little mountain they got over there. And I gave her my knife and some advice on like people stalking you and stuff. I think I've given her that advice a bunch of times, but okay, let's get this stuff off. Okay, that's it for this morning. When I get back from lunch, I'm going to do that spraying, and then after that, I think I'm going to peel this house wrap at least to that window there, possibly more. I don't know if I want to bring a ladder up there or not. Probably not today. If I can, I'll get everything as high as I can reach up there today. All right, things are going pretty well. Let's get some lunch and then get that spray done. All right, bunch of interruptions. I was going to walk Izzy to the end of the road up this way and throw a stick for her because she hasn't wanted to go down her normal path. For some reason, she's been afraid to go down the road this way. And I started walking up that way and she disappeared. I called her, and she came running up out of the road over there. So she walked all the way to the end of the road. She hasn't done it for a couple of weeks now, and she won't go that way either. But I've been trying to take her in the evening. It's not dark, but it's kind of like that. It's pretty dark in the woods. I don't know. She's kind of a weird dog. All right, this is all mixed up. It's 2,4-D with some plant food and surfactant and dye. And I'm just going to go over the entire area over here, the Bigfoot Prairie. And with anything I have left, I'm going to just go around and get this area. And hopefully there'll be enough to get some stuff in the home prairie here as well. What I'm trying to kill is perennial weeds, biennial weeds, any brambles, grapevine, ivy. If I kill any annual weeds in the process, that's just fine as well. And the fertilizer that's in the mix will be soaked up by the grasses and will help them over winter. All right, I'm going to start right on the other side of the barn, and I'll get back with you somewhere down in here. All right, Bigfoot Prairie is fully sprayed. There was thistle, blackberry, grapes, and tons of other stuff. Common mullein, just a whole bunch of stuff back in here. Some of it's annual, some of it's perennial. All of it should be dead now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do 1 tank a day for the next 6 days. And I'm going to come back and do that stuff over here the next day. Well, I'm just going to keep going until this stuff is died back on its own and it's not worth doing it anymore. All right, back to this stuff. I am definitely going to do a tank a day of the 2,4-D. I was looking down here though. This isn't going to take very much. Most of this is grass. There's a few weeds and a lot of foxtail, but this 2,4-D isn't going to kill the foxtail. So tomorrow's application will probably go from right in this area here and sweep all the way around to where Natalie and I cleared this year at the far end of the home prairie here. All right, now I'm going to get up on the roof and start taking that stuff off right there and see how far I can get. Okay, I'm up on the roof. I can see that this bathroom vent here is going to need to be removed. This has to come out of here. This was done wrong. The guy that we hired to put this on, and he put the bath vent in. And this is kind of messed up. I'm going to replace these with stainless screws, but the biggest problem is this part right here. This is where the siding is going to go on this level here, and it's going to butt up against whatever's here. So whatever's here has to look nice, and it'll have J-channel going around it. And you can't do it with what's here. So I got that to do. This AC, I'm going to have to pump the gas back into the unit, disconnect this and remove the lines, remove the electrical, do all that, and then the mount is just on there temporarily. Take the mount off, and that's it with that. Next year sometime, we're going to build a pad down there for it, a stacked pad, so we can put 2 units, one above the other, and get them out of the way. All right, let's start taking this stuff off. All right, I got this whole lower half done. Brought the ladder up here. I'm going to get this upper part and then sweep up a bit. I'll save that for after I get the AC out. But as soon as I get this done and get it swept up here, I'm going to have to get down here and pick up all this garbage before it blows away. It's going to be really windy tomorrow, and if I don't do it tonight, this is going to be everywhere in the woods. All right, let me get this stuff down and then we'll clean up. right, that's going to do it for today. Man, the UV rays that were hitting this really did a number on this flashing tape. I'm going to have to scrub this, well, not on this one, on this one. I'm going to have to scrub that up and possibly take it off and redo it before we put the siding on. This is coming off anyways, the window's coming out, and this will be cut on both sides and opened up for the door. This is a 36-inch window and it's a 32-inch door, so I'll have to beef up the opening a little bit. And these windows are a bit taller than the door would be, so I have to add a little header at the top, but not too big of a job. So tomorrow I may just take this AC out. I'm going to have to figure that out tonight. I'll either take the AC out or possibly go around and pound in all these nails. I haven't done that yet. Or possibly take this window out. I should just take this window out. We have 10 days of nice weather. Actually, tonight is going to be 37 degrees, but it's been nearly freezing or freezing every night for the last 4 or 5 days. We've had frost in the morning the last 4 or 5 days. Now it's going to get nice and warm again. So now would be the time to get this out, get it framed, and put the door in here. That would also give me easier access to the roof, so that's probably what I'm going to do. Take the window out tomorrow, open this up, and start framing it back in. So if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put it in the comment section below. And if you give the video a like and or share it, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching and have a great day.